When we want to make a change in our lives, often we'd like to see that change happen right away, even overnight. But my guest today is the author Doug Brown, and he's here to talk about the process of allowing it to simmer so that change can be sustainable. Doug, thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having me.
So you've written 2 books, and both of them are about letting it simmer. What does it mean to you to let it simmer?
Simmering, as you know, is a form of cooking where you cook over low heat for a long time. And I'm a very impatient person, so I had to learn this the hard way. But if you're going to make a substantial change in anything, you can't drive it too fast. Just like cooking, if you put it on a very high heat, most food will actually burn rather than cooking to the point where you can eat it. And so in an organization too, you have to take things at a pace that the organization can absorb, and without taking things so slowly that really nothing happens. And a lot of your guests may be thinking, well, I'm not really in an organization, I'm not trying to change my organization. The reality is, if you're going to make any significant change in your world, whether it's the school board, whether it's in your neighborhood, even probably not so much your family, but anything outside the family, you're working with an organization. That's how things get done. You yourself standing on a street corner, not much happens. You can talk a lot, but not much happens. And even the Messiah had 12 people do the logistics for him.
I think you raise a really important point, because all of us find ourselves on a volunteer organization, a charitable board, a school board, and we see an opportunity for change or something that needs to be implemented, and then it's like, it's frustrating. You know, we're meeting a brick wall, people aren't on board with us. How can we help get people to be on board with what we see is a good, solid change for our charity or organization?
What I've learned over time, and what the books are about really, is you yourself have an idea of what goal it is you're trying to reach. And it's not the grand strategic goals, it's just, I think things would be better if we did like this. That's not what people need to hear, because you're asking them to change something for something of yours. What you have to do is figure out what things can you get people to do cooperatively with you, cooperatively between themselves, that move you in the direction you want to go, but it's something they want to do anyway. I had similar experience to yours. I was president of a Rotary Club. You know, they're all little local clubs, even though it's a great big organization. And a lot of those folks have been doing what they do for many years, and they do good works. But sometimes the good work has sort of passed its need. And I came in and I saw, well, gosh, this thing you're doing, nobody really wants that anymore. You're very little audience, just you guys are doing it. And I started trying to change that, and it was much the same thing. I discovered very quickly that suggesting that we stop doing that and do something else, that wasn't going anywhere. So we had to move it a bit at a time. Well, could we maybe start doing a little bit of this? Could you perhaps change the way you're doing what you're doing just a little bit to see if more people are interested in it, that kind of thing. And we got much better results that way.
So tell me what's inside the Simmer system.
The Simmer system consists basically of identifying some principles that you're going to follow regardless. Keeping your eye on the far picture, and things that you're not going to compromise on. Everything else you're going to compromise on. Generally, the next part of it is to collect information, use things that are already in place. And the third part of it is to find collaborative exercises and activities that you and your colleagues can do that move you in the direction you need to go.
Is this something that organizations and even small groups can use independently?
Oh, absolutely. The smallest organization I've seen that doesn't have some sort of organizational challenges just because the number of people, the number of interactions. When you're down below about 50 people, everybody knows everybody else, everybody talks to each other. But when you get bigger than that, you end up with this whole organizational challenge that people are doing what they're doing, and that's what they do, and they don't worry too much about other people. And that's where the Simmer system comes in handy to get them to start working together.
Doug Brown, author of 2 books, Let It Simmer for organizations and Simmer Until Done for individuals. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.